in our country, we will have our morals. We will protect our children. And we are making this law. We are making this law for ourselves. We are making this law for our children. We are making this law for the children of our children. This country will stand firm. And once it passed, I can tell you, Madam Speaker, we are going to reinforce the law enforcement officers to make sure that homosexuals have no space in Uganda.
This House will not shy to restrict any right to the extent of the House recognizes, protects, and safeguards the sovereignty of this country, the morals of this country, the cultures, and will always legislate for our people. That is what the majority have done today in this House, the 389 members of Parliament.
Uganda seems to be geographically positioned for, for these people to come into our country and to test everything negative that they want to test in our country. So that needs to be stopped from the backyard in the United States before it comes this side. So now that we are in this quagmire and in this danger, we call on the global partners, global citizens, to keep condemning this law, to keep putting pressure on our leaders to make sure that they honor the international covenants that they've been signatories to and treat their citizens as human beings, not as collateral damage, the way our country is doing with the LGBTQ community.
After Joe Biden threatened sanctions on Uganda and pulling any foreign aid due to a new anti-LGBTQ law that passed in the country calling for life in prison for homosexuals or even death penalty if aggravated, thousands of students from at least 13 universities came to protest at Parliament, yelling that we don't want your gay money, we love our country more than that. So President Museveni also congratulated lawmakers for rejecting the pressure from quote-unquote imperialists of the West. What do you think?
The 2010 tabloid banner read, "Hang them." David Cato told CNN then he knew he was in danger.
So I was on the newspapers. So the landlord said, the villagers want to set my house ablaze. They want to burn my house.
Homophobia in this deeply conservative Christian nation is rabid. David's mother says she didn't know he was gay until he was murdered. "I would condemn him," she responds. "I would hate him, but I would counsel him." She too stigmatized by his sexuality and did not want us to visit her at home. "The community keeps accusing me that I bring whites to promote homosexuality among the children," she tells us. The irony, gay rights activists say, is that it was a small group of American evangelicals who came to Uganda speaking out against homosexuality, which was already illegal, that really took the persecution of the LGBT community to a new level.
Some friends.
Kashana Bagesera is one of the few gay activists to speak out in public.
So they went to Parliament and advised them to change the law. They went to universities and told students that we are recruiting them into homosexuality, that we have a lot of money, that they should be careful. Then they went to parents and told them that we are recruiting their children.
The first draft of an anti-homosexuality bill, she recalls, introduced in 2009, included the death penalty. On December 20th, the bill was unexpectedly brought to Parliament and passed. The president can still veto that decision, something that various global leaders and international human rights organizations have urged him to do. But even if the president doesn't sign off on it, Parliament can still eventually override that decision. The new version replaces the death penalty for certain homosexual acts with life in prison and makes simply being viewed as promoting homosexuality a crime that could land someone in jail.
Now Parliament processes all these amendments.
David Bahati is the architect.
So is your aim to eradicate homosexuality completely by forcing people to stay silent or face a prison sentence?
Well, the aim is to make sure that we do protect the institution of marriage and stopping the promotion of homosexuality in our country. If in the process that is achieved, that will be good for our society.
That homosexuality be eradicated from
That
society.
will be good for our society.
Do you respect other religions, an individual's right to practice another religion other than Christianity?
Yes.
So why can't you respect another individual's differing sexual orientation?
Well, I don't think that homosexuality is a human right.
Now the LGBT community fears it will become the target of an even broader witch hunt. Arwa Damon, CNN, Kampala.